Hey guys, welcome back to another fanfic. Today I'm reading part 2 Chain of Hearts. This is called To Repair the Thread by Ender_is. There are 2 chapters in this one, so not a one shot. Anyways, here's the summary. Hitoshi has 2 soulmates. He just wants to help their third, the one that never says anything. AKA Izuku, Shoto, and Hitoshi are soulmates. Izuku really needs some support. Part 2. Chapter 1. The day Hitoshi got his soulmate was one of the best days of his life, right beside getting adopted. He was a few weeks into living at the orphanage, and it was pretty bad so far. Bullying from the kids, the adults kept forgetting him at meals, and such. The schoolmaster didn't give him homework and then yelled at him for not having it the next day. Then a small blue "hi" in slanted letters spread on his wrist, and he couldn't help but reply with another "hi," which, to his surprise, turned quickly to a pretty purple color that looked a lot like his hair and eye color. And a jerk of pain startled Hitoshi as he was dragged from the playroom to the dining room by one of the older kids. He must have missed the dinner bell. He was so occupied in his soulmate. After the quick dinner and cleanup, Hitoshi went straight back to his room and wrote to his soulmate again. "Sorry, I got cut off. I was grabbed for dinner." "It's fine. What should I call you, other than Purple?" "Hito is fine. You can call me Sho, I guess." "I'm glad you're nice." "Me too. If I had gotten someone mean, I don't know what I would have done." "Your eyes went from eye to eye. Spelling and grammar is hard." "True. Hitoshi let out a little laugh, much to the annoyance of his older roommate Lily. "Sorry, Lily, I got my soulmate today." The boy whisper-signed, and the girl's face slacked a bit. She was one of the only ones who knew sign language, so Hitoshi was paired with her pretty much right away, when he got to the children's hell home. Since Hitoshi's villain quirk was voice-activated, he was forced to wear a muzzle almost 24/7, and when he took it off for meals, he wasn't allowed to speak. The boy had only been here a few days when he had learned his lesson the hard way. He and Sho grew closer, and Hitoshi learned that Sho's father was a hero that trained him, though it was more just abuse, really. Eventually, Hitoshi built up the courage to tell his soulmate about his quirk and what it was like in the foster system. It was hard, but they stuck together. And then life threw them for another loop. "Hey, Hito, you okay?" He stared at his arm in confusion. The purple-haired boy had just assumed that the shared pain that he felt now was Sho's. "I should be the one asking you that. Was training worse than usual?" "No, he was out of town today." Now Hitoshi was really confused. If it wasn't Sho and it wasn't him, who was in so much pain? Then who's hurting? Sho seemed to figure it out at the same time as Hitoshi and spoke the question that was on both of their minds. "Do we have a third? It would make sense." "I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I'm glad to have another soulmate, but they're hurting a lot all the time." "Yeah." 2 years passed, and life was fine until life decided that it would be a good time for another bump. It was a pretty normal day. Bullies, bad teachers, bad foster parents, the usual. When Hitoshi found police cars in front of his foster home, curious, Hitoshi went up to the front door and knocked. A police officer opened the door and greeted him with a "Hey kid, do you need something?" The cat-like boy's face scrunched up in confusion. "What happened here?" he asked. The foster home here was reported. It even said that a kid with a so-called villainous quirk was trapped into a cabinet for days at a time. "What are you doing here? Are you babysitting?" the police officer answered. "I live here." At his reply, the police officer's face went from slightly bored to "oh" face. "Well then, the detective will want to speak to you." and pointed Hitoshi over to a serious-looking man in a brief coat. Hitoshi had been sitting at the police department for 3 hours now, and needless to say, he was bored. Sho was in training, he could feel it, so it was best not to write. It would just get him more hurt if his dad saw. If only his old foster parents had cared enough to get him a new phone when they broke the other one. Maybe he could try to sleep. Maybe insomnia would subside for a bit now that everyone was out of the house. The purple-haired boy was about to try to doze off when an officer approached him. "Excuse me, Shinzo Hitoshi?" "Yeah, that's me." He gave the confirmation of his identity, and the officer continued. "Since there was a problem getting to your normal foster agent, you have been set up with a temporary foster family until someone can get to contact with Miss Julie." Hitoshi nodded along with the officer's words. "They're waiting for you in the main lobby," the blue uniformed woman added at the end, almost like an afterthought. Should I go now?" Hitoshi asked her. Knowing hi, she gave a small, warm smile and nodded once. After giving a tight but not fake smile back at the woman, Hitoshi grabbed his bag and stepped into the main lobby, where he was met with 8 different faces. How would he be able to tell which ones were his new emergency foster parents? However, his wonders were cut short by a man with long blonde hair and bright green eyes with glasses. Half yelled towards the boy, "Hi, are you Hitoshi?" Smiling nervously, Hitoshi made his way towards the bright man, and another man with black hair and a scarf that was sitting right next to the blonde man. They seemed to be the exact opposite. The black-haired man looked like he hadn't slept in days, kind of like Hitoshi, and the blonde looked like he was the kind to have boundless energy. The loud blonde looked like he was about to yell something else, but a quick confused glare from his friend shut him up quickly. "Wait a second, you're a racerhead!" Hitoshi all but yelled. He knew that he recognized the tired man from somewhere. He didn't expect one of his foster parents would be his lifelong idol, but it's not like this was bad exactly. The other man laughed at Eraserhead's sour face. "Yep, you got it, kid. How'd you know?" Hitoshi looked down in embarrassment. "He's my favorite hero," the insomniac mumbled. Somehow this cracked the man up even more, and he elbowed the underground hero, who was now hiding in his capture weapon. "I'm Yamada Hitachi. I'm Yamada..." I can't say it. "I'm Yamada Hitachi, and this is Aizawa Shota. You'll be living with us for a while until further notice," the blonde man, Yamada, said with a smile. Aizawa seemingly recovered from the earlier embarrassment, said his piece to the lilac-haired boy. "We are both pro-heroes, so it's important that you never tell anyone our names." "Both pro-heroes?" Hitoshi mumbled under his breath. "Ah, you're pressing right, Mike. Wait, Shoto owes me money. He's going to be so excited." Another laugh from Yamada shook Hitoshi out of his thoughts about his soulmate. "I'm guessing this Shoto is your soulmate? Why would he owe you money?" Hitoshi looked down at his feet. "You're not upset that my soulmate's a guy?" This time, Aizawa responded, "I think it would be very hypocritical if we judged you on that." Hitoshi rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment of the fact he had overlooked. "Right, he owes me money because I thought the two of you were married and he thought you were dating." Somehow this makes Yamada laugh even harder. "You and Den, we should head back home. What do you want for dinner?" A year passed with Hitoshi being fostered by the two men, and Hitoshi was given an amazing surprise. Show. "Yeah?" "Ah! I came home today, and both Hisashi and Shota were sitting at the table with a bunch of paperwork, and I went over there, and guess what the paperwork was about?" "What?" "It was adoption papers." "Ah! That's great. I'm super happy for you. I've lived with them for about a year now. Should I tell them about our third?" If they are going to actually be your parents, you should. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Thanks, Sho. How was training today? Same as normal. The old man brought a trainer to try and convince me to use my fire just like my dad. Bleh. I would talk later, but I should probably go to bed. Okay. Night, Hito. Night, Sho. Hitoshi sighed as he kept his pen and tossed it onto his desk. Tomorrow he would tell them. Hitoshi only got the chance to mention it at dinner the next day. It went over pretty well, ending with a giant hug that even Shota, Mr. No Affection, joined in. Hitachi made the purple-haired boy promise to tell them about any updates, and if we separated, to do their after-dinner chores. I did it. You told them? How did they react? They understood. Said that they would tell me about their third soulmate tomorrow. Apparently he died when they were teens. I really hope they didn't die. It would be really nice to meet them in the future. It would. The next day, Hitoshi was told about his third dad, Oburo. They had been dating for a few months when he was crushed in a villain attack back in their second year. Even though the insomniac had never met his parents' third soulmate, he felt like he did. Shota even said that he reminded them of the man they loved. Hitoshi really hoped that he and Sho would get to meet and love the hell out of their missing soulmate. A week and a half later saw Hitoshi running into the living room with tears in his eyes, furiously scribbling on his arm. Stop. Why are you doing this? Please just talk to us. We want to help you. Please just tell us what's wrong. We can help. Just don't do this. Can you at least give us a chance? Please. Hitoshi. Hisashi looked at his son from his place on the couch. What's wrong? You're our soulmate. We care about you. Please don't hurt yourself. Hitoshi looked up from his scribbling. They're cutting. Aizawa, who had been sitting next to his husband looking at the purple-eyed boy with concern, jumped up and ran over to his son, pulling him to a sitting position on the floor. They won't listen to us. The kid dissolved into tears, burying his head in Aizawa's lap. I just want them to be happy. I know, kid. I know. Aizawa should have looked at the blond man hovering over the pair on the floor. Hisashi, go get an ice pack for Hitoshi. With a nod, the blonde pro hero ran off towards the kitchen. Hitoshi, no, look at me. Aizawa lifted the crying boy's head up. Kid, it's not your fault. They're not expecting help. When I was around your age, I did the same thing. My family was abusive and I cut. But I met Hisashi and Nobuto, and they helped me get help and save myself. Got it? It's not your fault. They'll accept it when they're ready. Okay. The 10-year-old sniffled, wiping his tears off his face. I think they've stopped. Just stop. You're hurting all of us. We love and care for you. Thank you. Please never do that again. We want to support you. However, Hitoshi and Sho's pleas did nothing, and the cutting became a regular event. Each time the two tried to get them to stop. Years passed, and now the trio were in their last year of middle school. Sho's training had picked up, and the two almost never had time to talk. Meanwhile, Hitoshi started training with his dad to get into UA. He was even being taught how to use his dad's capture weapon. Hitoshi was sitting in his room studying when a familiar pressure on his left arm appeared. Why were they going so deep? They'd never gone this deep before. Please stop. Just talk to us. Please stop. Just talk to us. Sho must have picked up on how deep they were going, because right away he was there, trying to talk a third out of doing it. Hitoshi scrambled to his pen container, joining Sho. Just give us a chance. We want to help you. The insomniac knew what the third wanted. Both of the teens knew it. His mind flashed towards his dad's words the other night. Sometimes you need to let them go on their own before they come to you. But you want us to leave you alone, don't you? But I don't want to. The other boy he had become so familiar with knew exactly what he was doing. I don't want to either, but we'll let you be. We're here if you need to talk to ever. I don't want to either, but we'll let you be. We're here if you need to talk ever. This would help, right? They weren't giving up on him, right? Eventually, the other team stopped and Hitoshi let out a breath of relief. Hopefully they were okay. They had to be, right? Hitoshi shook his head free of doubts and went back to his studies, this time on the couch next to his pop. It only took a few minutes till he was interrupted again, this time by a deep sense of peace and freedom for Hitoshi. It only took a few minutes that he was interrupted again, this time by a deep sense of peace and freedom. For Hitoshi, it felt like deep dread filling his whole body. Then he screamed. Aizawa was doing his regular sweep of the roofs when he saw a kid at the edge of a roof. The hero wasn't sure what the green-haired boy was doing up on the roof, and even with the slight chance that he would jump, it was best that Aizawa went over there. Sadly, the worst came to worst, and Aizawa watched as the teen threw himself off the building, with a small smile. The black-clad hero managed to catch him with his capture weapon before his head collided with the ground and pulled the teen back onto the roof. The teen, realizing that he was not dead, looked around in disappointment. Damn it, I really should have known that I'm so useless that I can't even kill myself, right? You aren't useless. Aizawa's sharp voice made the teen jump 3 feet up in the air. Oh my god, you're Eraserhead. I can't believe you're the hero. Oh my god. The teen paused in his fanboying to squint suspiciously at Aizawa. Would you say that if I said I was quirkless? With no hesitation, Aizawa gave his answer. Yes, no one is completely useless. Apparently, this was not what the kid had expected, because he just kept staring the heroine down. What's her name? After pondering for a few moments, the kid gave a simple short answer. Izuku. The underground hero knew better to push the kid, and he further. Okay, Izuku. We have 3 options. 1, you can take me to your house and I can talk to a parent, then leave you in their hands. 2, we can go to the police station. 3, we can go to my house and you can stay there for a while. Izuku, not wanting to talk any longer, just held up 3 for option 3. Do you want me to carry you, or should I call my husband to come with a car? The green-haired boy's eyes widened in response to the question, and he started frantically shaking his head and signing. No, I can keep up with you. I don't want to be a bother. Kid, you're not a bother no matter what. Are you sure that you can walk? On his question, his answer with a quick nodding, Aizawa just shrugged and made his way off the roof with the kid following. Hitoshi woke up surrounded by bright light. So that was chapter 1. It was good. I like this fanfiction. We got the ending to Izuku jumping off the roof, and if I'm remembering correctly, that was a cliffhanger in Train of Thought. Sorry if my breathing sounds a little bit rough today. I'm having breathing problems today. I don't know why. I was like skateboarding earlier and I was like huffing and puffing on my usual route. I'm like, why am I breathing so hard? Anyways, so I'm probably gonna hit up the gym tomorrow before work. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye.